Mark Skaar with the Kenneth Bryan Band. Kenneth Bryan and Travis Stevens are with me. Gentlemen, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having us. Glad to be here.
Congratulations on With Lions, one of my favorite records this year. You guys really hit it out of the park.
Thanks a lot, man. I'm really proud of it.
Tell me a little bit about working on this record. This is your fourth one now, so I assume you two have been on this for, I think, since, 2009, right?
Yeah, under the name Kenneth Bryan Band since about 2008, and before that I was just going under my name, Kenneth Bryan, and we've been on the road for a long time, making records and, just playing every little joint in America for the last, 15 years or so. But yeah, it's, every record is different as far as like, process and, and picking up things along the way. But working with David Bianco and doing, with Lions in North Hollywood, man, it's really, really cool. It was really easy, the way everything came together process-wise. It pretty much, we just went in there and pretty much cut everything live and tried to capture lightning in a bottle, and then, redid the vocals. Are the only things that we go back and change. A lot of, I'd say, 85% of the record is cut live, like bands used to do.
Right, exactly. So kind of a 10-year overnight sensation, huh?
Exactly. Oh, my God.
I know. I
think I read that somewhere, that's kind of the general rule of thumb. For bands, like, overnight sensation, and, it's really 10 or 15 years behind, what has appeared like an overnight sensation. So, anyway.
Yeah. Let's talk about You're Not Mine, because this is a song that's getting a lot of airplay, and it kicks off the record in fine fashion. Tell me where the idea for that track came from.
Well, I was driving back from Nashville, Tennessee to Decatur, Alabama, where I was living. It's about an hour and a half on Interstate 65, and a friend of mine was going through something, and I was kind of having a similar thing going on, and it was just that song really kind of started as a slow kind of soul song, really, to tell you the truth, and in my head anyway. And I had it, I had it down on my phone. I'll, record a lot of things while I'm driving into my phone. And when we started to do it out here, when we were rehearsing at Steve Ferrone's place, I was doing this riff, and then, Travis came in and Steve came in, and it turned into a whole different thing. So it turned into a pretty hard, fast rocker, really. So
it was a nice surprise.
Yeah, it just seemed to all come together really easy. So it went from kind of a, slow Otis Redding kind of song to what it turned out to be, which happens a lot with things. Just most things in life, songs don't turn out like you originally had envisioned them a lot of the times.
But you brought up...
It's like you wrote it when you were tired, but we first rehearsed it right after coffee. Maybe that's
it. Maybe. I don't know.
But you brought up songs, and this whole package, 11 songs. The songs to me are the most important thing that a band can do, is to get it right and just to, as you said, catch lightning in a bottle. And I think every song on this record is really appropriate and is really has the hooks. You've got just the right thing, the right nuance. I assume that you got together with David, your producer, and kind of whittled this together, and had help from the guys from Tom Petty's band too. They were all integral on this, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. Having Steve Ferrone and as a regular member of the band for the last, it's been about 2 years now, right? So like a year and a half, 2 years, and he's really helped. He really helped kind of shape the sound of what's going on right now, as far as just laying that big beat behind it that he has, and just the songs are pretty much in the form. They weren't didn't really change any lyrics or anything like that. But as far as like trimming parts down and moving things around, and then bringing in Scott Thurston and Scott's, amazing. I mean, not only played with Petty for the last 28 years, but also Jackson Browne, Iggy Pop, all kinds of people over the years. And he had some really cool ideas as far as layering different, like, hey, maybe we should use this guitar on this song. Travis, maybe you should use a Strat on this song or this or that. Where, we were primarily, like, just using two Les Pauls, real thick, Southern rock kind of sound. And those guys, I don't know, it's like this pretty rare opportunity to have two of the Heartbreakers, like, trying to shape the sound. So we were pretty, we were into it,
We fought him every step of the way.
That's right. Fought him every step of the way. Exactly.
We're talking with Kenneth Bryan and Travis Stevens from the Kenneth Bryan Band. I would imagine that they taught economizing too, making, don't bore us, get to the chorus, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, one of the reasons is, and Steve said this, Peroni said that one of the reasons that he got into and really liked what was going on with us in the first place is because we kind of had that thing going on already, and I think it's just a process of playing for so many years. And then, I come from Gainesville, Florida, where Petty comes from, and I grew up kind of surrounded by Tom Petty music. And one time I was driving from Texas to Savannah, and I had the anthology in there, and I realized the Tom Petty anthology, and I realized every song he got to the hook before like 31 seconds, like if not 33 seconds. He's boom right in there, except for breakdown. That's everything else. So I realized that, probably 10 years ago or something. I thought, he knows what he's doing. He's getting you right in there and really just hooking you in. Well, like a good old soul song or a good country song,
Right, exactly. Let's talk about I Won't Fall. I think if radio isn't going to lean on this, I think it's a mistake. I think this is a song that I think it's a song that should be a focal point. What do you think?
Well,
hey, I agree with that.
Travis. Yeah, it's, it's been getting play on different on Sirius and different satellite stuff like that, and a few rock stations around. But it's definitely got the kind of beat that moves and everything. And when it's another one that kind of turned out a little different, than it was when it was conceived, if you will, or whatever. But that's a fun one. Both of those are really fun ones to play live, too. And what we do, like, we focus on music. We go and do the show, and, if you come to see us play live, it's going to be as good or better than the record every time. It'll be different. It'll be a little different, move one way or the other. And that's those two songs are really fun to play live.
Talking with Kenneth Bryan and Travis Stevens of the Kenneth Bryan Band. The record is called With Lines. I call them records because I'm old. Tell me about the record, the actual cover of the album.
Oh, that is our good friend and photographer, Cameron Street Jones, took that picture. That's south of Gainesville in Cross Creek, Florida. And Cross Creek is where Marjorie Keenan Rawlings wrote The Yearling, and it's kind of like stepping back into time, really. You go down to Cross Creek, it's like going back into the 30s, Mm-hmm. It's really, really cool. And that whole area is sort of like that anyway, but Cross Creek is really like that. And that's my buddy Willie Green, this old blues dude. That's his Cadillac outside of the restaurant called The Yearling. And he's been trying to sell that Cadillac for I don't know how long. She snapped a shot in front of me during a photo shoot, in front of that car during a photo shoot. And I had 19 other different, photos, pictures that I was trying to push as a cover, and everybody loved that shot. Everybody on our team, like manager, labeled, PR people, they all were like, no, that's a shot. And it ended up being the one. It's a really cool shot, man. She's a great photographer, and nothing beats an old Cadillac, So
Right.
There's nothing says America like an big old Cadillac.
I think you just did a bunch of shows with Blackberry Smoke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of seeing them a couple of years ago for the first time, and what a dynamite band. Tell me what it was like working with them and sharing a stage with them.
Well, it was awesome. I met Charlie about a year ago at a Government Mule show that Steve Ferroni was sitting in playing at down in San Diego, and we just hit it off like immediately, man. It was weird, like, you know, we kind of come from a similar background, starting in like bluegrass and country, and then getting a little too weird for that and moving in different directions. And man, we just hit it off really, really good. And then when they were coming out to the West Coast, they asked us if we wanted to do some dates, and we said, yeah. I mean, of course, we never think about that. And so there's a dog walking by. It looks just like my dog. I'm in here in West Hollywood, and I have an Australian Shepherd. Is with my mom, getting spoiled right now. This guy's walking his Shepherd, and I'm like, oh man, looks like Mr. Whalen. Sorry, interlude. But anyway, man. But yeah, Charlie's super cool, and everybody in the band. And I mean, Travis, you want to pipe in on that, man? You're surprisingly quiet. I don't know what you're up to over there, you know.
Man, well, I'm over here. I'm over here enjoying the scenery in Silver Lake.
There you go.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out there for a minute. No, those guys are just out of sight. They're totally like just easy going. The whole machine is just dialed in, but still not stressful to be around. Everybody on their crew, everybody in the band is super easy going, and then they get on stage, and it's like, how are they so laxed in real life to be that tight and to be that good on stage?
Yeah,
because
they're a band like us that's done a million dates at little joints over everywhere all over the country. So I mean, now that they have bigger stuff going on, I mean, still treating it like they're in a band, doing little rock clubs and honky tonks and stuff, man. So it was really easy. I mean, all the people we've opened for some really great people, and most of it's been really, really easy. But man, that run, and they said the same thing about us. Working with those guys, that was one of the easiest experiences of being an opening band that we've had, and and they're great. I mean, I love the music, so it's kind of a family thing.
For sure. There are a lot of similarities. I think you're very compatible, and I like the edge of your band. You've got an edge, and I think you have a wide appeal. I hear people say country. I hear people say Americana. I don't really know if I hear people say rock, but it's in there, man.
Yeah, I think rock and roll itself encompasses all those things already anyway. I mean, to me, rock and roll is a mix of country, blues, soul, everything, and so it has reached much of our life has reached a wide audience, wide age group too, which is, there's no particular age group of fans that we have. I mean, it's people all across the board, man, which is awesome to be able to, as a musician, that's really cool to be able to communicate with people through music that are of a wide, reasonably wide and age group as well. So it feels really, really good to be able to do that.
What's on tap for the rest of 2017 for you guys?
Well, a bunch of dates. We just got off that Blackberry tour. We're open. Next thing we're doing a show up in Napa. Then we're opening for Steve Winwood in San Diego. And I believe we just got some Leonard Skinner openers in the Southeast, and that's being worked out right now. And so we'll be in your town, hopefully, whoever's listening, very soon, because that's what we love to do. Is just be out playing and just meeting everybody, too. I mean, like every show we do, like all those Blackberry shows or the Lucinda shows, Lucinda Williams, we opened up for her for 2.5 years, and every night we go out and we talk to everybody. I go out and talk to everybody every night, and everybody that I can that's there to, to see us or to see that the headliner, and I love doing that. I learned that from being around country growing up. You know, all those guys. You know, you see Willie Nelson's out there for 4 hours talking to everybody after the show, shaking hands, and you know, and it's not about anything else. It's not about selling records or anything like that. It's about meeting and you know, having friendship with the people that you know are support and love the music.
See, I love that. You guys get it. I love that.
Yeah, man, it's you know, there's no like rock star stuff going on with anybody here. That's for sure. And same with all these other people like Blackberry, Lucinda, even ZZ Top. We opened dates for ZZ Top, and like, you know, there's no. I mean, you know, Billy's as cool as anybody I've ever. Probably the coolest person I've ever met in my life, and he talked to anybody. He talked to a homeless guy on the street for, you know, 15 minutes or whatever. So.
Guys, if people want to find you, what's the best way to do that if they want to just check in with you, see what you're up to, buy a record, anything?
Well, they can definitely go to our website, KennethBryanBand.com. But I would highly encourage them to follow us on all the social media outlets, because we update all that stuff every day. Like, we're just, you know, all of our shows are listed there. You can, you know, we run certain, you know, like if you wanted to buy a T-shirt or buy a CD or something, a lot of times we'll run specials. And, you know, I mean, so keeping up with us on social media is a good way for our fans to actually interact with us. It's not just, you know, watching what we're up to, but like, you know, we'll get back at you too. If you comment or, you know, send us a message on social media, we're going to do our best to get back to you and kind of carry on a dialogue with our fans. So
Instagram, if you want to see me posting goofy pictures of like Transformers blowing up yesterday in West Hollywood, check Instagram. It was hot out here yesterday, man. It was like 101, so
yikes.
A lot of Transformers. The Transformer blew up in between my place and the Whiskey, and I had to call 911 and get the fire department.
You did the responsible thing.
Yeah, man, I'm glad I was here to see it, because the power pole was on fire. And that's bad news in California. Fire is not good. But on that note, my sister lives in Houston, and she's all right, and my people are all right down there. But I just want to say that, man, our thoughts and prayers and everything are with everybody down there on the Gulf Coast, because, man, that flooding it's been really extraordinarily bad. So we're thinking of them.
Yeah, absolutely. We certainly are. And on that note, we want to encourage people to pick up With Lions. It's exceptional. Thank Me Later. One of the best records this year. Kenneth Bryan Band.
Wow, man.
Guys, thank you.
Thanks you.
Yeah, no problem.
We
Thanks
really
for having us,
appreciate it.
man. And you're in what? You're in Iowa?
Yes, sir.
Right on. Next time we get over there, man, we'll let you know and get you out, and love to come and meet you.
I'd love that too. Kenneth Bryan and Travis Stevens, Kenneth Bryan Band. I'm Mark Skaar.